This is Terry Kurtz On-Line reporting on Victor Valley, High Desert, and Mojave River Valley events, activities, entertainment, sports, and history. Joseph W. Brady offers a $5,000 reward for arrest and conviction of whoever stole mail from his Victorville post office box.
Well, Terry, we've been, and we'll take this portion and send it to Oscar Gonzalez. So Oscar Gonzalez is our great postmaster over here in Victorville. And the one thing I can tell you is he's done a great job. He is extremely committed. But for those that have not heard this, our post office box has been broken into 4 times since June of last year, including February of this year. Okay. The last one, I was pretty hot. I called our sheriff personally on the phone, John McMahon, great guy, and he's put some detectives on this that are working feverishly. I've had my post office over there. I've had my box for 31 years. Okay, I'm not the only one that it wasn't necessarily targeted towards me, but we believe that twice of the times that it happened, the postmaster might have been out of town. So a couple of these, one of them they believe happened during broad daylight. And they gave me another box. And what is the probability that both of the boxes were broken into this last time? So it's kind of a little fishy. So to get their attention, we just sent a letter off to our Postmaster General, Mr. DeJoy, back in Washington. I know that he was having some issues with the prior administration, but he still got a job. We sent it back the other day, last Friday, and we carbon copied everybody. All the sheriffs got all the detectives. All the detectives have been on this thing for last year, all the way down to Naomi down in San Diego. She's like the postmaster for our region. Haven't heard from her. Send an email down immediately when this last one happened. Got a read receipt. She obviously didn't care. So I'm going to sweeten the pie to figure this thing out. My wife and I, Deborah K. Brady, will offer a reward of $5,000. It's pretty simple. They got to be arrested, they've got to be convicted, and they've got to be given time. And it's got to be for my mail in my P.O. box. P.O. box easy to find. And you know what? I think for $5,000, you're going to see some people roll over on people. Because you know what? And not only did I get it, we apparently had a bunch of boxes about the same time in February broken into at Springvale Lake. So this is an ongoing problem. What I think, Terry, is despicable, okay, is that we only have 4 people in the Inland Empire, according to one of the postal inspectors I talked to back in August. We only have 4 postal people that are trying to catch the bad guys working in the entire Inland Empire.
Doesn't the Victorville post office have cameras?
Terry, they do, and they have some imagery. I'll just say this, that they're probably putting in cameras that will never be seen by anybody, and they might be in places that they would never even think about. Okay, so I encourage anybody that if you know who it is, Terry will put my cell number up there. Text me, because I'm not answering any numbers that I don't have in my phone, and my email. And if the person is arrested, convicted, and found to have taken our mail, okay, and I just got something, Terry, I just got something from the Economic Impact Payment Card, asking me why I didn't apparently get why I didn't use my stimulus card last year. Well, now we're going to be able to figure out, this is the first thing that I can send back. We do know one document that they have gotten so far. We notified Experian and all the credit people, but and I know Sheriff John McMahon is trying desperately to be sure things like this don't happen to me and everybody else. There is absolutely no excuse for it. But I have a feeling that the next time these people come back, they might be in for a really big surprise, and you never know where it's going to be. But they've been pretty good about assuring me of, and we've talked about some ideas. I'm not going to get in the postal security business, but it's just sad. I mean, it's just sad. So.
Terry Kurtz On-Line was brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road.
Go, go!
Bid fast and last. Sold on supporting high desert sports. Midway Home Solutions in Victorville. Deagle and Don always has discount prices on appliances, mattresses, home furnishings, and electronics. Valu quality truck body. Family owned and operated since 1954. The Bradco Companies, our area's longest standing full service commercial brokerage firm. Iwanzak Law Firm. Trial lawyers for serious problems. And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, favored destination for travelers and visitors to the Victor Valley.
Thanks for the memory. We didn't make a good roast. Take a little skewer up the old yin yang, you laugh over his mouth, and that's pretty tasty. Well, we teachers found Tom was very interesting. I didn't have Tom in class to begin with because I only have the students who could read and write. Eventually, we did Cindy. But everybody loves Tom. I mean, I think they do. 200 of you showed up here tonight. I don't know what the hell you're here for, but you! I gotta tell you, Tom Schibush has been a friend of mine for a lot of years, and Tom, if I give you any advice, is that keep wearing that shirt, it will come back in style sometime.
Tom was always kind of a runt, as somebody said earlier. He was a small little guy. When he was about 10 years old, he used to work at the dog pound here. People would come in and look for dogs, and then look at Tom and say, how big does he get?
You know, at our meetings, they're nothing like. No, we don't check out Tom's package at the door.
It is rumored that Tom's family tree goes back to the Earl of Shyster.
We got to lift this jackass up on the wing. We get him up on the wing about half up there, and now he can't get up off the wing. It looks like we're carrying some drunk into the airplane.
Well, Tommy invited me to let me do this to him. And tomorrow he'll get up and it'll be the same old time. He won't remember shit, but he'll have a nice day tomorrow.
Hold on, look up, Tom. Look up, Tom.
A paramount objective of the Apple Valley Unified School District is preparing students to demonstrate leadership, self-direction, confidence, and a strong work ethic to help guarantee a sustainable future. Programs like Skills USA help students succeed in that goal. Skills USA is a national program involving students who are preparing for careers in trade, technical, and skilled service occupations. Granite Hills senior Angelina Alvarado taking gold at state in Skills USA Medical Assistant category.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Angelina. And were you surprised that you were winning at state and advanced?
Yes, I was very surprised. Once I saw my name, I just ran to the stage.
How is this helping you get the job that you want in the future?
I believe this will help me in the future for my dream job is with being in the medical, with skills and HOSA that I was in. It's going to look really good on my resume, so then they know I do have experience. And with me being a medical assistant now, it would prepare me in the future for my dream goal.
But you've already got a full-time job waiting.
Yeah.
Tell us about your opportunities here with medical assistants have already landed you a part-time job.
Yes.
Tell us where you're working now.
I work at Dr. Mike's Walk-In Clinic on Navajo Road. I was an extern there for 2.5 months, and then once my externship was done, they hired me, and I've been working there for a month now. And after I graduate, I'll be a full-time And then in the fall, when my classes start for RCC, they said that they would work around my schedule, which is really good.
Angie is the second straight Granite Hills Medical Assistance Skills USA Gold medalist.
Non-medical assistant's first rodeo as far as the goal. Tell me about second year in a row.
It's been an amazing roller coaster of wonderful students. This is our second year returning or getting gold at state. It's kind of speechless. I'm kind of speechless about it. They've just shown such growth in the last 4 years that I've had them.
Anything you can tell us about Angie that sets her aside or makes her so special with the success she's had?
She is a people person. And to be good in the medical field, you really have to treat the person and not the disorder or disease. So she's very good at that.
Well, the first class that I took was medical terminology. And then my junior year, I took it again. And I also did phlebotomy and EKG. And then after that, we had to do an interview with our medical teacher, Miss Hunt. And it was only for seniors. Medical assisting is only for seniors. And so I had an interview with her, and she told me that I was in medical assisting.
Okay. Any tough part about that in the interview? Was that difficult being interviewed?
I would have to say yes, because I was very nervous. And she asked me a question. And the question was, can you say stethoscope? And I cannot say stethoscope. For the life of me, I cannot say it.
So you just have to point to the object.
Yes. She pointed at it, and I said stethoscope, and I can't say it.
Well, you have said a lot about what medical assistance involves and your journey to the Nationals. When does this take place? When do Nationals and where?
It is in June. I believe we are leaving the 21st. We're going to be there for 8 days, and this is taking place in Kentucky.
Have you ever been back in that part of the country before?
No, and I never flown a plane before.
Oh, all right. So some adventures ahead.
Yes.
Congratulations on being
you.
a nationalist. Thank you for these comments.
Thank you.
This update on Apple Valley Unified School District student activities is presented by the Community Table Restaurant and the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Community Table Restaurant supports the activities of all schools and students throughout the high desert. 2019 Apple Valley Unified School District girls display communication skills. And it's with Skills USA competition that we begin these flashbacks. Improving students' communications skills is a high priority in the Apple Valley Unified School District's mission to prepare every student for their future. One arena in which students display their ability to communicate effectively, Skills USA competition.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Flores, and I am part of the Apple Valley High School Skills USA chapter.
My name is Karina Torres, and I go to Apple Valley High School.
Hi, I'm Daisy Dominguez, and I am part of the Apple Valley Skills USA chapter. I am competing in community service.
These students volunteer as hospice care providers in an after-school program and compete in the Skills USA Community Service category.
Well, a typical day would be meet up after school in the van. We get there and we meet up in a conference room, and then we would get assigned patients, and we spend a maximum of an hour with the patient.
I'm helping the elderly smile and getting them through the days, and sometimes they don't want to be in the hospice facility, and so like when they're there and they don't, like they're all down, and so when we get there we bring a smile to their faces, and statistically shown smiling can increase your lifetime, so it really impacts the community and the elderly.
What I enjoy most is interacting with the patients and getting to know them and their history. They're very interesting.
And then after we're done visiting with our patients that we have assigned, we will go back to the conference room where we will document everything that we did with our patients, all the activities that we did,
Well, since I do want to go into the medical field, it benefits me on having hands-on experience with patients and nurses, so I'm prepared for the future.
Hi, my name is Dr. Gonzalez. I compete in Skills USA.
Itzel Gonzalez competes in Skills USA baking. This is her 4th year in Skills USA. Last year, she advanced to state. In her leadership presentation, the Apple Valley senior tells she has Down syndrome.
I have Down syndrome. I work in really hard.
She has a part-time job.
I work at a restaurant. I work Mama Capino.
And reveals her future plans to attend college and eventually open her own bakery.
I want to go to college, open my own bakery.
Competing in Skills USA is just one ingredient in this outstanding student's recipe for preparing for her future.
I work really hard.
Midway Home Solutions congratulates these outstanding students on their achievements and accomplishments. Midway Home Solutions in Victorville supports the activities and programs of our schools and students throughout the high desert. Midway Home Solutions, family owned and operated, and providing our area with highest quality appliances, electronics, and home furnishings at discount prices since 1961. What's new? The question asked on this Joseph W. Brady online report. Is the economy gloom or boom? What's the story on the value of homes throughout the Mojave River Valley? And what are pitfalls of the $1.9 trillion rescue plan?
Well, Terry, the economy is booming, contrary to what we're hearing out of Washington. First thing that's new is I decided last month not to cut off the mustache after I went to my hairdresser, Jay Tronover, Talking Heads, and he had a couple customers that apparently had watched a past video that you had done, and they had commented. And I said, well, what do you think? Should we take it off? He said, Joe, you can do whatever you want, but he said, it is obviously very, very gray. And so for those that don't know, I do not dye my hair. I give gray, I don't get gray, but obviously I've got my mustache. So we've got a great real estate market right now, probably the best one that we have seen in a really long time. I got to do a little shout out to our friends Bobby Trango, Mike Arias over at Chicago Title. Those two sales people, not sales guys, are some of the top in the country, and they've done a really, really, really good job. So I'm going to have them send you over the JPEG that talks about home sales up here last year. Their sales at Chicago Title Track shows 6,135 homes sold up here. What, Terry, I find staggering, okay? I mean, really staggering. But check this stat out. According to Bobby Tarango and Mike Arias at Chicago Title, we had 211 homes sell for over $500,000 last year. 211. We had 154 homes sell between $450,000 and $500,000. We had 261 homes sell for $400,000 to $450,000. We had 690 homes sell between $350,000 and $400,000. Now the sweet spot has been in that $250,000 to $300,000 range. So in that particular, the highest range where the most amount of activity was, and it was very, very close, was the 250 to 275. There were 862 homes, and the 275 to 300,000, there were 843. So the high desert real estate's doing really well. We are on the commercial side. It's tight. We've got a great amount of activity. We just closed a deal last Friday, longest escrow we've ever had, 4 years. I can't say where it is. It's a very controversial. It was a project that has been very controversial. It's been dormant for about 15 years. And sometime we believe next year we're going to be able to make the announcement that we actually did. We brought the piece in that kind of will make the dominoes fall. So, it was one of those deals that we had a buyer and seller that did not get along very well. They didn't get along at all. And they had spent millions of dollars going after each other, and ultimately we sold them the property that they went to litigation on. So, but no, industrial's doing great. I mean, they're grading the Modway project out there on I-15. We're starting to hear more industrial developers wanting to come up the hill now. The speed train, while that has been delayed until probably October 1st now, they are in full design. One of our local engineering companies, it's a national company, is working on the design, which is great. I talked to one of the principals the other day. So that's good to see that we really have kind of that our valley kind of gets a piece of that. And you'll have then, so the first piece goes from Apple Valley, from Dale Evans Parkway out to the state line, and then from state line to Las Vegas. The contractor on that is Las Vegas Paving. I can't say who the contractor is on this side because we're working with them, and they'll be known well soon. Then the next piece goes from Apple Valley down to Hesperia, and then Hesperia down to Rancho Cucamonga. So if I were somebody young and I couldn't find that quality job that we really hope we can find you on up here, okay, that's the reason that hopefully people come up here, you're going to be able to go up and down that pass on a speed train pretty quickly and work down below and make really good wages and come up here. So that's great news. Tapestry has been pushed back a little bit to June versus an April grading time. Just talked to John Ohanian recently. They're still full go. Ranchero is still planned in the $52 million. The city of Victorville is finalizing the final contractor for the Green Tree extension. So, I mean, we're watching that. Myself and some partners and I own Green Tree and Hesperia Road, where that hill is. And so we have two little centers that we're going to build there. Things are looking really good. I mean, it's kind of contrary to what you would think. I mean, so I'm hoping that the Fed maintains their financial policies of what they are, but I do think that the 1.9 trillion, loaded up with just a bunch of pork, is not going to help out people that it was really intended to. And when inflation starts coming, I mean, I remember when interest rates were almost 21%. I'm quite surprised where we are 2 months into, a new administration, one that I don't quite agree with, one that I think is tearing our borders apart. I mean, I just read the Department of Homeland Security is asking for volunteers to go down there because we're getting so many people over. I also want to make it real clear to people that I absolutely believe in legal immigration. I would hope that we can come up with a partisan bill that will deal with this ultimately, but we all have to do it the same way. And I think that the current administration, I mean, they control Congress and they control the Senate and they control the White House, need to figure out how are we going to pay for all this? Who's going to pay for all this? So, the $1.9 trillion that will be signed here in the next couple of days, and probably about the time that this comes on out, Terry, only 9% of that has anything to do with COVID. So Schumer gets a bridge somewhere, and Pelosi gets some tunnel somewhere, and the arts and the humanities get $300 million. I don't think that people understand that somebody's going to pay this. So in my office, we have some younger people, and I've said to them, this is going to impact you, and it's going to impact your taxes. So the next thing we're going to see is we're going to see a round of tax increases. I think the concern now is going to be is what inflationary pressures will we see from the Biden stimulus. I was really disappointed that when he came into office, he said, we're going to work together, we're going to bring everybody together. He hasn't made one effort to do that. And I think for younger people watching this, whether you believe me or not, older people watching are going to say, yeah, he's right. We're going to see inflation, and that's going to erode against the dollar that you've got, and your taxes are going to go on up. And when Terry, I think when in 3 years, when people start seeing tax increases, now you're going to get their message. So in some ways, I think that Biden is helping the next administration. Okay, I think that the 2022 race is right around the corner, and I think you're going to see the shift. I mean, they already know that there'll be a shift in Congress. So we'll see. I'm feeling good about the economy. Yeah.
When monster trucks roared last at Victorville's High Desert Event Center, the San Bernardino County Fairgrounds, it marked a first on 2 counts. First American tour stop for French recording artist Sophie Tepi. And first time monster trucks are used in a music video filmed locally.
Sophie, welcome to America. When did you arrive?
I arrived less than 24 hours away.
What are you doing here?
So I'm a singer, I'm a French singer, and I do country music, and I'm like the only French singer that do country music.
So what are you going to do that involves monster trucks? You wanted to see a monster truck, or your manager did, or?
No, I did because I love monster truck. Actually, I've known first monster truck through the series Dr. House because he loves it. And so I've been interested by it, and then we've been asking for a production to make a video, the first one, the main one. And he said, hey, you like Monster Truck, why not doing some Monster Truck?
What's the song?
The song is called J'envoie en l'air. It means I send in the air. Like,
Okay.
I don't care, I don't mind.
Well, welcome to the Victor Valley, to the high desert, to the United States of America. And good luck with your music video. We cannot wait to see it. Do you have a set date for it, or is it all going to depend upon when the pieces fall in place?
I have a Facebook if you want to find me. My name is Sophie Tapie, Sophie Tapie.
All right. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Terry Kurtz here, throwing out an invitation for you to catch up with High Desert Sports activities. Your High Desert Sports Report, showing 3 times every day on VictorValleyTV.com. 7 and 11 every morning, 4 every afternoon.
What time is it, sports fans? It's time for your High Desert Sports Report!
Your half-hour High Desert Sports Report, the area's only video action highlights coverage of high school athletes, teams, and sports programs, Victor Valley College Rams, and Barstow College Vikings athletic events. Hope you can join us on your High Desert Sports Report on VictorValleyTV.com.
He arrives at the work site. Mud Bog Racing. This is the city, Victorville. The story is true. The names of some individuals have been changed to enhance the entertainment value of this report.
First of all, what are you doing here? What are you doing here today,
I'm
Robbie?
here for the Monster Truck Show at the San Bernardino County Fairgrounds. Came to enter my 86 Suburban. It's a 6.2 liter turbo. It's gonna be fun. I'm running in the Mud Bogs.
Oh, so you're not a monster truck today?
I'm not a monster truck, not today.
What are the prerequisites? I know there are probably very stringent requirements.
Well, for one, you gotta have a heartbeat, a license. You gotta put down your license number.
Sign a waiver and
have a helmet.
I want to enter the Mud Bog of a tough truck. What's the requirement? Heartbeat and helmet?
And no fear. Helmet, seatbelt, and like $25-30, whatever the entry fee is. Half that money's going back towards the purse.
So through all the contestants that run in the Mud Bogs, they'll all put in a pot, and whoever gets through the mud pit gets the cash prize.
So it's a timing event?
I don't think it's a timing event. I think it's how far you get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say, what can they win? A trophy and applause, or can they actually drive home with repair money?
They can drive home with repair money. A lot of times these guys will make at least $100, depending on how many guys show up for the competition.
Okay, we get the story from a rookie who might be a little foggy, mud-boggy on the details, and we hear from the promoter, but let's get the real inside story from this veteran Apple Valley resident.
Jim, what's your last name?
Walsh.
How do you spell that?
W-A-L-S-H.
Jim Walsh. Okay, there were gunfighters by that name. Are you from a gunfighter family?
No, sir.
What are you doing here at the fairgrounds?
What am I doing here? I'm coming back to my second time here at the fairgrounds to run the Mud Bog, everything which I love doing. And I'll be very honest, I'm going to turn 60 here pretty soon, and I'm still doing this.
Okay.
I started back when I was younger in Fillmore, Utah, running the Mud Bogs, the Jamboree in Fillmore, Utah and everything, and I just enjoy it.
We are out of earshot of any others, so you're not giving away any tricks. What are the tricks? Because it's not as easy, or it's not just as simple, I'll take a run at it and get through it.
You got to know what the, I don't know if I can say it, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
You got to know what the hell you're doing to be able to go out there and run that. You got to be sturdy, you got to be straight. You got to have everything functioning just right, because if you don't function just right, it's like running NASCAR. You'll end up messing up.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you very much. I hope I do good myself.
Terry Kurtz On-Line was brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road. Bid fast and last, sold on supporting high desert sports. Midway Home Solutions in Victorville. Deagle and Don always has discount prices on appliances, mattresses, home furnishings, and electronics. Valu Quality Truck Body. Family owned and operated since 1954. The Bradco Companies, our area's longest standing full service commercial brokerage firm. Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville. Hope you can be with us next time on Terry Kurtz Online. Thanks for watching.